When it comes to game franchises, does any other feature as many good games as Mario? Even if you just look at the main series Mario games, it's hard to believe that from Super Mario Bros. To Super Mario Galaxy, that Nintendo can consistently make innovative new platformers. The series manages to be fresh with each game, with the overall biggest step in the series being the 1 to 3D. However, in 2006, Nintendo decided to take Mario back to his 2D roots with New Super Mario Bros. For the DS, and it was a massive hit. The sequel, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, was an even bigger hit, and for the first time there was 4-player co-op in a Mario game. The New Super Mario Bros. Series is currently more successful than the main Mario games, with New Super Mario Bros. Wii outselling Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 combined. So are these games any good? Well, they're okay. None of them really hits the same brilliance that games like Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Galaxy hit. After being underwhelmed by New Super Mario Bros. Wii and skipping out on New Super Mario Bros. 2, I wasn't planning on buying New Super Mario Bros. U. However, with it being released with the Wii U, I became more interested in it as the Wii U launch approached. So now that I've played through the game for myself, does New Super Mario Bros. U stand on its own as a great game, or is it like the other New Super Mario Bros. Games, as in it's pretty unremarkable? Let's take a look. Things start off bad with the opening cutscene showing Peach being captured by Bowser and Mario being flinged across the world. The rest of the game involves Mario travelling through worlds to reach Peach's castle and save her. Now the problem I have with this setup isn't the story itself. I don't mind the story being the same old thing. It's Mario, I don't really mind. The problem is that it's the presentation. While each Mario game has had the same Rescue Princess story, each one handled it differently. Super Mario Bros. 3 had saving the kings of each world, Super Mario World took place in some sort of dinosaur world, Super Mario 64 was set within Peach's castle, Super Mario Sunshine had them going on holiday to a tropical themed place, and Super Mario Galaxy had Princess Rosalina and was set in space. What does New Super Mario Bros. U have? Nothing. There's nothing here that makes it stand out. I do like that in this game there's one large world map and how each world has its own unique name, but they just took that idea from Super Mario World. There is an embarrassing lack of overall theme in this game or anything that makes it distinct. I know a lot of people didn't really like Super Mario Sunshine, but at least that game had its own personality. There are subtle differences in that game that make it more memorable than New Super Mario Bros. Wii, such as the naming of particular levels and that sort of thing, but there should have been more. The gameplay is exactly what you would expect. Played a Mario game before? Well then you know how this game plays. Once again the spin returns from New Super Mario Bros. Wii, where if you shake the Wiimote you get a small height boost. If you're using the gamepad though, the shake is mapped to ZR and you definitely want to use the gamepad. I never liked using the Wiimote sideways, as in my massive man hands it's not comfortable, so it's nice to have the option to use either the Wiimote or the gamepad. Unfortunately, anyone who brought a Wii U Pro controller, it can't be used in this game. At first this really annoyed me as I didn't know why, but then I realised that it's because 1 or 2 times in the whole entire game there's sections where you have to tilt a controller to move a platform. Now it really annoys me. Also, if you only have a gamepad and one Wiimote, you can't use the gamepad as a normal controller for no real reason other than Nintendo really messed up the controller setup here. For a company that creates games that are designed to be able to pick up and play, they sure are picky when it comes to controller support. For a large amount of people, they won't even notice this, but it really is a problem, especially when the price of Wiimotes has not dropped at all with the Wii U coming out, but if you want to play normal 2-player co-op in New Super Mario Bros. U and you didn't have a Wii, you have to go out and buy 2 Wiimotes. You can't even buy the Pro controllers and use those for other games as they're not supported. So what can you do with the gamepad in co-op if you're not playing it normally? Well, you can press the touch screen to add platforms and stun enemies. It's a nice use of the gamepad, but completely pointless. If you're an experienced Mario gamer, then you're going to be bored as placing platform gets old very fast. If you're not an experienced Mario gamer, then your platform placing won't be very useful at all for anyone who's playing the game normally. It can be fun to have someone on the gamepad if you're just messing around, but if you're actually trying to beat the game, they're completely pointless because the levels are designed for one person to beat by themselves. The normal co-op is fun, but it's pretty much the same as New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It's fun overall, but it can get crowded and frustrating during the harder levels. With the Wii U being a HD console, obviously this is the first HD Mario game, and it looks pretty nice. It builds upon the bland visuals of New Super Mario Bros. Wii and is a lot more creative. Due to the level of overall theme, it's hard to say that this game has memorable visuals, but there are parts that really stand out, such as Painted Swamp in Solar Jungle and Spinning Star Sky in Frosted Glacier. It's a shame that the graphics feel like an upgrade rather than having its own style, but seeing Mario in HD definitely has a large charm to it. I can't say I enjoy the music to this game though. The majority of the songs are simply taken from the other games, and I didn't hear anything special out of the new tracks. This is a pretty big deal, as both Nintendo and Mario are known for the amazing soundtracks they have and they can create, but they seem to just play it safe here. There's no horrible music in the game, but there's nothing that's worth paying attention to. So maybe I've been a bit negative in this review so far. Let's go over some positives of this game. The level design is perfect in terms of being challenging and finding secrets, and all the levels are fun to play. Well, they're not all fun. I can't stand the Boo houses. First of all, they shouldn't be in this game as they've been used to death in other Mario games, and these ones do nothing different and add nothing to them. I never hated them before, but the puzzles in them are so annoying. You have to find the fake walls to find the right door to go through. But if you can't find them, then that's it. You can't even call them puzzles really, as you don't figure anything out. You just walk into walls like an idiot until you find the right door, and that's the puzzle. I wouldn't have even brought them up in this review, but they have completely lost their appeal they had in the other games, and when you get stuck, it's like smashing your head into a wall. Quite literally. Oh wait, I was trying to be more positive with this review. Okay, let's look at some of the new features in this game. Only one of the new power-ups introduced in the other new Super Mario Bros. Game return, but there is Red Mushroom, Fire Flower, Ice Flower, Starman, and Squirrel Acorn. There's also the Mini Mushroom. The Squirrel Acorn turns you into a flying squirrel, which allows you to descend slower. It's fun to use, and I love the new squirrel enemies in this game, but the Acorn is just another power-up that is about gliding. The raccoon suit and the cape already exist in the Mario universe, so the Acorn ultimately is pointless. One thing I like about the new Super Mario Bros. Games is the new power-ups like the Mega Mushroom and the Penguin suit, but they're not in this game, and you mostly use the same old power-ups as before. Instead of the new power-ups, they added in Baby Yoshis, with the pink one allowing you to float, the blue one spitting out bubbles that turns enemies into coins, and the yellow one that lights up rooms. They're nice, and using the blue one is really cool and fun, but the blue and pink ones aren't in levels. You get them at the map screen, and once you lose them, they're gone. By not having them in levels, they feel like a pointless distraction, as none of the levels are specifically designed around them. This game is a nice length for a 2D platformer, and it's interesting that you can choose to skip either Sparkling Water or Frosted Glacier when trying to get to the end of the game. Star coins return to add length to the game, and it's enjoyable exploring levels to find them thanks to the smart level design. I have the same problem with star coins as I've always had with them. If you collect a star coin and die without hitting a midpoint flag or finishing the level, then you lose it. At the beginning of the game it isn't a problem, but when the levels get difficult, collecting the star coins are more frustrating than it's worth. Collecting them is hard in its own right, so once I actually finally managed to get one, and then have it taken away because I messed up on something completely unrelated, it's just annoying. I get there's supposed to be a challenge to obtain, but in levels, especially the castle levels, if I get a star coin that was hard to get and then lose it, I'm not going to try and get it again. Whenever you fight a boss, there is always going to be a star coin in between the boss and the midpoint flag. So if there's a boss that you're being killed by, you're going to have to get the same star coin again and again. The star coins are a good idea for replay value, but they needed to be implemented in a smarter way, as they are, they're pretty much a chore to collect. Despite the fact that I have complained all the way through this review, at its core, New Super Mario Bros. U is a very enjoyable game. What's odd about the game though is that I have fun when I just play it, but whenever I take the time to think and look at this game, I realise that it isn't that great at all. Everything is borrowed from older games, and it's a forgettable experience. They definitely put more effort into this game than the other new Super Mario Bros. Games, but it's not enough to put it alongside the amazing main series Mario games. As a Wii U launch title, it's definitely one of the better ones still, and in the end, despite my complaints, I'm glad I picked it up. My score is 6.5 out of 10. There's entertainment to be had with this game, and it does more than New Super Mario Bros. Wii did, but it's a game that will be forgotten once the Wii U main series Mario game gets released.